Happy Saturday, folks. In today's video, we're going to go over the latest Detroit Lions news and rumors for you folks. That's what we're going to get into in today's video. We're going to go over some articles, give you my thoughts on that one. A new signing. Is he going to be a disappointment for the Detroit Lions? We'll cover that article right there. 3 superstar hidden gems for 2023. Go over that article. Where does the Lions rank in triplets in regards to the defensive front? We'll talk about that. A dumb trade we'll go over, and then I'll laugh at it really quick. We're going to talk about the Michigan Panthers. Hey, big game for them. Today is the championships on the line. We'll get into that one. Jared Goff named a 2025 NFL MVP dark horse, and Derek Barnes. But before we get into today's video, if you're a fan of the Detroit Lions, you're going to want to subscribe to the channel. Why is that? Because that's all we do here. We talk Lions news and rumors. We have a fun time doing so. Let's get into today's video. Well, what does Barnes mean to the return to the Detroit Lions lineup on here? It was an article done here by Tim 20man. Check it out. But this is the player that a lot of people are not talking about. Coming back to the Lions defense. Yes, we have a lot of good players on this team, and we've talked about injuries, but Derek Barnes is one of those individuals. I thought he was ascending before he got injured, before he was knocked out for the year. I thought he was a player who was ascending on the rise on the defense. And it gives the Lions that that ability to have a linebacker that can rush the passer. He's got many different positive aspects to his game, especially how much he has grown in regards to just kind of, he's feeling it now, right? You just seen before he got injured, he was starting to come together. And so I think for the Lions defense, it's going to be a big positive. You know, we've talked about Aiden Hutchinson, we've talked about Alex Anzalone, we've talked about this player, we've talked about that player. How about Derek Barnes returning? I think that's going to be one of the big things for him. In your comments, what is one player you're excited to see coming back to the Lions that was on the injury front? There's been a lot of them. New Lions signing, already a disappointment for the Detroit Lions. Now, I don't think he was a disappointment of a signing, but I kind of felt like, this guy was going to be a rotational player. And it's talking about Roy Lopez faces uphill battle to make the Lions roster after minicamp. We've talked about this, folks. They're just going to go ahead and add players. And you're going to let the best man win. They did that with the defensive tackle position. They picked up Roy Lopez. Why? Because what happened last year? Lee McNeil down. Lee Van Wuzerike, he actually played through the season, but he was an injury-prone player. DJ Reader, older. We picked up Tyleek Williams. So all you really have right now is players you're relying on that's been pretty banged up, or you don't really know. But still, they picked up Roy Lopez in free agency, and I think if he doesn't make the team, it's not the end of the world. It means your roster is better. I do think he makes the team. I do think he's going to be on the roster, but he's just a rotational piece. He's a depth player, and we have got to look at him like that. Nothing more, really, in my opinion. Nothing less, but that's not bad. Depth is good. There's nothing wrong with having depth in rotation. That's needed for a team. It is required. I think that's what he'll be. But he does have an uphill battle to make the roster. That's not bad at all. That means we got some good players on that defensive line. Next one here, Detroit Lions, 3 secret superstars in 2025. It says safety Kirby Joseph. In an NFL idea, he could be a player that is underrated or that is, this, that, and the other. He's not underrated on our roster not even close. He is so much beloved here, but look, he didn't make the Pro Bowl. What? So he is a 100% underrated player in the NFL, not for the Detroit Lions. Cornerback Avonte Maddox. This is an interesting one because he's a veteran player, right? And we've had so many players. Rock Yasin come on here. DJ Reed. You just go through. We got a ton of players, so If he can even make the roster, that'd be great. But I mean, I think the Lions secondary is so good right now, and the depth is so good. Like it doesn't matter much. We're pretty talented there. This one group I'm not worried about at all. I am not worried about the cornerback position unless, again, unforeseen, crazy circumstances, a savage injury of corners. But Brad Holmes done a phenomenal job with this group. Ahmed Hassanin, underrated draft pick. I hope he's an underrated draft pick. I hope so. I still have him as just a rotational piece. He can rush the passer right now. I think he's got some more game to work on, but yeah, I mean, I hope so. I hope so. That would be great if he could really be a cog to the Lions' defensive line. But he's got game he's got to work on. He does have game he's got to work on. So I wouldn't have, as a fan base, don't have too high expectations. Let this guy be a 6th-round pick just because we want edge. We can't force this guy to come out here and be the best. What's one player you have that is maybe have valued differently? Give me your thoughts. Let's do the triplets, and this is the idea. Defensive line, linebacker, secondary piece. Lions rank 13 on this list. Aiden Hutchinson, Jack Campbell, and Brian Branch, right? 13 in the NFL. I like how they did that. More the younger players. It's some good, talented group, right? In all 3 levels of this defense. It's pretty good. They're young players. Jack Campbell's getting better every single year. This probably could be his best year in this season. Again, if there is no injuries, but he's going to be phenomenal. Aiden Hutchinson, boy, he's looking like defensive player of the year before he got injured. Brian Branch, same thing, man. There's some talented pieces on this defense. There's talented pieces. And I am excited to see them all on there. 13th for triplets. I'm not going to argue about that. There's a lot yet to be seen with Jack Campbell. There's a lot yet to be seen, right? There's potential, but we got to see it. Here we go with a blockbuster trade rumor that I'm going to laugh here. This one is about the Lions, a 5th-round pick, and we get edge Khalil Mack. It's not going to happen. Let's go to the next story here. Majority of Lions fans are planning on watching Michigan Panthers. The game is tonight. Check it out, folks. They're in the championship game tonight, Michigan Panthers. Why not? If you got nothing going on, nothing wrong in supporting their football team. Let's talk about here. Jared Goff named MVP dark horse candidate. Boy, I'm going to tell you right now, if he puts out similar stats as he did last year, he should be 100%. Because everyone says, well, it was Ben Johnson, right? Oh, it was this, it was that. You can't really say that if this was the case, right? If he comes out here without Ben Johnson, you lose Frank Ragnow. So the offense takes a hit. You got a new OC. But he still's out there slinging the football. He's not the greatest quarterback in the world, but I'm telling you, he's not the most athletic in all this, but he's got a great, brilliant mind. And he finds the open receiver, and he's patient in the pocket. If he does that this year, like he has been doing without Frank Ragnow, without Ben Johnson, 3 new players on the offensive line, new offensive coordinator, and he puts up the type of numbers, yeah. I don't want to hear the excuses at that point. Because we all expect him to take I expect him to take a step back, and that's not a bad thing. It's just because, I expect the Lions to run more. I expect he put up some crazy numbers last year, historic offense. Folks, our offensive numbers was historic last year. And so I expect a step back to occur. It's not a bad thing. It's just, are you going to be able to put up these type of numbers every single year? No way. It's historic. Historic happens once a generation, right? It's I think this offense is going to be amazing. I think it's still going to be really good. But if Goff is doing the same stuff, I don't want to hear it from the media anymore. He doesn't have to be perfect, okay? He doesn't have to be. But if he's going out there, puts up again, 4,300 yards, 30-some touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 35 touchdowns, and the Lions win a playoff game. We're still going, because you know how the MVP race is or whatever. It's not even it's right when the season ends. Basically, it's. I think they should wait a little bit longer. I think playoffs should come into a factor. I think even all the way to a Super Bowl because they always give it to Lamar Jackson. And look, he's talented, and I think he's great. I think he's MVP of the regular season, right? You gotta, the same with the Josh Allens and stuff like that. You gotta have that guy that can do it in the postseason. So that's what prefer a way for the MVP race to go, but it's not done that yet. They're not to that point. So they do it generally if fumes like regular season stats. So if Jared Goff does it again, okay, man, give him some love. There's nothing wrong with giving a man love. If he sucks, he sucks. But if he's good, he's good, guys. It's okay. It's okay. I know a lot of people are afraid to give players love, and I don't care. Even if it's a player I initially am not a big fan of, right? I don't care. If they come out here and I wasn't a fan of them before, it was a player who won me over, Levi Onwuzurike. I was ready to be done with him because of injury, and it wasn't his fault. I never blamed him. I have fusion, so I just threw him away. And he said no. And what he has done with himself is absolutely stunning, and he has won me over. And he's won the fan base over, and he should win the fan base over for everything that he has done. But Jared Goff does the same thing. We'll give him his flowers. If he's not good, we'll rip on him. We'll rip. But if he does that, I want the media. If he replicates what he did last year, he needs to be in the MVP race. I don't care about what these guys say. Well, you have this and you have this. Yeah, I don't care. If he's still doing it and he doesn't have all this stuff that everybody said that's the reason why he has been good, and he does it again, not much you can say. But hey, we'll find out, right? With that said, folks, adios.